Hello, Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. This is your tarot reading for the week of May 22nd to the 28th. First, representing your spiritual lesson this week, we have the Gatherer. And this is a beautiful lesson where if you've been in a lack mentality recently, and this has been a huge problem I've been noticing for the past couple of years in the collective, where you go online, you go on social media, and you see all of these things that you don't have. You see a lifestyle that you don't have, that other people are living, or you have marketing around you all the time. People trying to sell their products to you, and it can really put you in a sense of lack. And I have the perfect example for this too. Literally the other week, I was just thinking to myself, oh my gosh, like, all of the paint that I have is so old. I wish I could just have a beautiful way to display my paint and have new paint and all this stuff for my art. Like, I felt like I really had a lack of art supplies. And the message came through from Spirit saying, like, you have all of these unused canvases that have been sitting around for years, all of this charcoal, all of these materials to create beautiful colors that have been sitting around for years, and you've done nothing with it. So you can't be sitting here complaining that you don't have this, you don't have that, because you have so many resources all around you as it is. You are already in abundance as it is. You're just not seeing it that way. So when this card comes out, it's actually saying to you, Virgo, that you have a lot of whatever it is that you feel like you're lacking all around you at your disposal. So make sure that you are making the most of it, no matter what area of life it may be. If you feel like you have a lack of love in your life, take a look at all of the friends around you. You know, if you keep imagining, like, say you're single and you keep imagining wanting to go out with someone and go to museums and take a walk in the park, call up your best friends and go to a museum, take a walk in the park, or even go by yourself. Like, you already have so many resources around you that you're not tuning into, and it's putting you in a state of lack. So your biggest spiritual lesson this week, I feel like you're going to be noticing just how abundant your life is already in this present moment. Also, the number 21 is sticking out for me. Now, this reading is for the week of the 22nd, so I do wonder if any big event will be taking place on the 21st or this weekend previous to this week that will really set the tone for this week. I really, for some reason, feel, Virgo, that the weekend before this week is going to be really significant for you. It might shift things a little bit. Speaking of, we head into contract as your energy this week, and this is showing me some type of paperwork that you might be dealing with. I'm seeing like government forms, applications, documentation. I don't know. I'm seeing something here about like your place within society, your place in other people's lives. Contract can also show a commitment happening for you this week, whether that is agreeing to a business deal, agreeing to a commitment in a romantic relationship, fulfilling your end of a bargain. There's something here that has to do with like paperwork, government, taxes, business, commitment in relationships. Whenever this contract card comes out, it's just saying like, I am seeing like an ascended level of commitment coming through for you, Virgo, this week, and also like getting all your ducks in a row when it comes to any outstanding paperwork or legal matters that you are dealing with, kind of getting everything figured out, squared away. So if there's any kind of loose ends or impending paperwork, things you have to do, I see you finishing that up this week, and also getting some answers when it comes to a certain idea you had to do like a collaboration with someone else, possibly if you wanted a business partner, if you wanted a romantic partner. We could see kind of like a soul contract coming through in that. Whenever you make an agreement with someone and you say, okay, I'm committed to you, or okay, this is the boundaries of our connection, this is what we will offer each other, any type of business deal like that, it is like a soul contract. Like, you give me this and I will do this. It is something that we actually deal with every single day as humans. So we see a lot of that happening for you this week. And then we have the opportunity card coming through from the angels. So I do wonder if there is a beautiful, beautiful opportunity and blessing coming through for you this week. And I honestly don't know what this is yet, so I'm excited to get into the tarot portion of this reading for you and kind of see where this opportunity lies. But I do see a lot of happiness coming through from this opportunity. Like, this is something that you really wanted. This is like I'm seeing the energy of like, this is gonna make my life so much easier, or this is gonna bring so much more love, creativity, money into my life. You know, more of something is coming through from this opportunity. Really interesting. I feel like it's a good week for love, for Virgo. If you're interested in love and romance, I also can feel like it's a good week for business. You know, I am seeing a sense of organization, which is not surprising because you're a Virgo. But we're gonna get 9 cards out, 3 rows of 3 from the Good Tarot. So let's see what wants to come out for you. And I'm just pulling them all face down, and then we'll flip them over one by one and talk about what we see this week for you. First card out for you, we have the 4 of Fire in reversed. Okay, so this is what the first card in these readings always to me indicates the past couple of weeks and or the time that you're currently watching this. And the 4 of Wands reversed is showing that in the past couple of weeks or at the time that you're watching this, there is a sense of frustration because you felt like you would have been further ahead at something in your life by this point, or something that you felt like would be in your life for a long time is not in your life anymore. So this could indicate like breakups. This could indicate just not really being quite where you imagined that you wanted to be, and you're kind of trying to integrate that. Like if there was someone or something that you thought was going to be in your life for a long time and you had all these plans around it, it may have fallen through. Or this could even be frustration, like I thought I would be at a better job by now. I thought I would own my own home by now. I thought I would have a family, be in a relationship, whatever. And it's just not a good energy to be sitting in. So I'm kind of glad that this is the first card to come out, because this shows us that this week there is some possibilities of this changing. It could be an opportunity for growth or just a change in your mindset. Second card out is the Ace of Earth in reversed. All right, there's definitely a blockage here and a lack mentality here. I feel like for a while, and I don't want to say for a while, I want to say like for the past few weeks, it feels like there may have been seemingly a block in your finances. Maybe a lot of expenses came out all at once. Maybe you just made a really big purchase by the time this week rolls around. But also I'm kind of seeing here a lack of commitment coming through, especially next to the 4 of Fire in reversed. So this could be like frustration with being single, no longer wanting to necessarily be single. This could also be like if you just went through a breakup, a separation, something like that. The end of a commitment is still heavy on your mind. I don't know. I'm just seeing here like a lack type of mentality that is really coming to the surface this week to be healed, to be let go of. And I feel like there are some really beautiful changes going on in your own internal world and energy that could lead you to these new opportunities that we see here, these new contracts, these new developments. Okay, third card out, of course. Yes, here's the shift. And literally it goes from 0 to 100 real quick. Okay, Queen of Earth, which is you, Virgo. This is your card. This is the feminine, most mature earth energy, okay? This is money. This is actually seeing forward progress, forward momentum. In particular, Virgo, I'm not necessarily seeing like a complete win. I am seeing like a really promising development happening this week. Ooh, I should make that the title. There is a really promising development happening for you this week, it seems, okay, where it is quite a big jump from like literally Ace of Pentacles or Ace of Earth reversed to the Queen of Earth upright. Like that is a huge shift in your material blessings, in seeing. Like I think the problem is like you need to see in your physical reality developments, change, because it feels quite frustrating. Like sure, you could be making all these changes beneath the surface, sure you could be changing your mentality, your mindset, but you've been kind of waiting to see change on the surface. And this week there is this sense of actually seeing forward developments. If any of you are in anything legal, or even just going after a goal of some sort, and it's been frustratingly taking a long time, you could actually see some development at this time. You know, you can see some paperwork being processed, a goal being realized and worked through. So like I'm in particular for Virgo, seeing huge leaps and bounds forward when it comes to something that has been bothering you, that has been feeling slow. Okay, second row out, fourth card, we have the Chariots in reversed, right underneath that 4 of fire in reversed. To me, this is telling me like, I feel like I'm going backwards. And I almost get the sense that this is probably talking about your love life or something where it's like a big goal of yours that has to do with the 4 of fire, which is like home, foundation, relationships. I feel like I'm going backwards in that area, but you're not. That is the thing. You are not. And I feel like, and I'll give you the perfect example of this. Say that like you just got yourself out of debt, right? And so to celebrate, you save up and you get enough money to buy a house, buy a car, something you've really been needing. And now you're back in debt and a lot more of it. And for some reason you could be thinking to yourself like, oh my gosh, I'm moving backwards. And you're just not looking at it in the right way, in the right lens, because like in that scenario, you should be saying, I'm in good debt now. I have my quality of living has risen. I am moving forward in my life. But for some reason, your mindset is still looking at the negative, like, oh my gosh, now I have like over $100,000 worth of debt that I have to pay back and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, calm down. I just feel like the machine of capitalism is weighing heavily on you this week. I am seeing some trickster energy here where it feels like things are moving backwards when they're actually moving forwards. Also, this could be a situation of de-escalation where something or someone that was a huge part of your life is now kind of just like a very minimal part of your life, and that can feel a little uncomfortable. So for example, like let's just say you've worked so hard on like an art business. I don't know why art keeps coming to my mind. You worked so hard being a full-time artist, and then you decide, you know what, I need to pay the bills. I need to make some forward movement financially. This isn't doing it for me right now. And then you get like a regular job, just for the time being to make your financial goals realized. And now art has become like this side thing that you sometimes work on, and that's kind of an uncomfortable energy for you. This could of course also be talking about relationships where someone who was your whole world and you were deeply intertwined with each other and talked every day, maybe now you only see them like once every few months, or maybe now you're starting from square one, dating new, and it's going from like intertwining your lives together to what's your favorite color, you know what I mean? So that can feel like you're working backwards when you are actually moving forwards, moving on. So center of your spread this week is the Page of Air in reversed. I am seeing, and this is right underneath the Ace of Earth reversed, I'm kind of seeing, I don't know why I want to say immature communication with the Page of Air in reversed here. It just seems like there's a blockage here in communication. Maybe you're not in communication with someone as much as you would like, or they're just not offering the commitment, the thing that you want. I don't know. I'm seeing this energy here of almost like wanting more. And it goes back to that lack mindset we just talked about. I'm really feeling heavily from your spirit this week of just longing for more, wanting more, and feeling like it's being blocked. But it's all an illusion. It's not blocked. So let's see what the next cards have to say. Let's get to the point of this reading. 6th card out is the Messenger of Fire. This is forward movement. This is forward development. I'm seeing someone or something coming in that you feel very passionately about. And this is right underneath the Queen of Earth. So you have some really good people in your life at this time. Healthy relationships, healthy friendships. And I feel guided back to that example we gave in the beginning, when it's like you could be sitting here really devastated because you feel alone, you feel like you have no one, but really there's an abundance of lovely people around you. And you should be asking them to do the things that you're envisioning doing with this person who's not in your life. You know what I'm saying? So the Messenger of Fire is leading you forward. That will lead you forward when you focus on the love that does exist, the passion that does exist, the materials that you do have, the clothing that you do have. That will manifest more of it, as opposed to longing for what you don't have. Focus on what you do have here in the present moment. I'm also seeing here with the Messenger of Fire a return to joy. A return to joy and fun and like going out and experiencing life to the fullest. I'm seeing a lot of forward developments for you at this time, but again, for some reason in your mind, it feels like it's moving backwards. And it's like almost making me dizzy as a psychic because like on paper, your life in general, it is moving forward quite rapidly this week, and you are making so much inner change and growth, both internally and externally. You are growing this week, okay? You are making financial moves. You are making possibly a big purchase, getting some paperwork done, getting some legal stuff out of the way. It'll look different for everyone. But for some reason, you just feel like you're moving backwards, but you're not. I promise you, you're not. All right, third row now, 7th card out for you is the 6 of water in reversed. And what do you know? That is right underneath the chariot in reversed, right underneath the 4 of fire. I almost feel like you're deeply missing something or someone and longing for them to be in your life. And again, this feels like someone or something that was a part of your everyday reality, like your everyday person, your everyday job, your everyday hobby, whatever it is for you. And you feel like you have to start over again. You feel like you can't, it's not in your life anymore. And that's why it feels like you're moving backwards, because it's like you did all of this growth, all of this development with this one person, this one thing. And now having to start over again feels almost devastating. And it feels like backwards movement. But in reality, you have been moving forward the entire time. And that break, that separation from this thing has given you the space to really do some personal healing, to make developments in your life at a much more rapid pace, I'm seeing. And no matter what the future looks like, whether you're going back to this thing or moving on from it permanently, you're moving forward regardless. Like, that's what I'm seeing here. So for example, sometimes going back to an old hobby or revisiting an old friend or an old lover or something like that, it's not necessarily that you're moving backwards in life, because you keep moving forward. Your self-development, your train keeps on rolling, okay? So when that train rolls through the same town again, in the same area, it has more life experience. It has more growth that it has done. And it may see this old project, this old person, this old whatever, through a new lens. And there could be even more development going back to that. Does that make sense? I just feel like you are moving forward and you just think that you're moving backwards when you're not. I don't know how else to put it. 8th card out, we have the Ace of Water. Okay. I do believe this is the opportunity that is coming through. And it's so funny because it's happening after you feel like all of your opportunities are being blocked, things are moving backwards, all of the progress you made is being undone, blah, blah, blah. That's the energy I'm getting for you. But like we said, it's not. And then out of nowhere, it seems, and this is that 0 to 100 energy we were picking up on this week, we have a beautiful new opportunity. This is love. This is commitment. This is fertility. This is creativity. This is a brand new, fresh start with someone or something. After moving on, interesting. Okay, 9th card out. Let's just see all the cards put together. We have the 7 of Earth in reversed. Is the work that I'm doing actually making a difference? Is something I just randomly felt like saying with this card. Is all of the efforts I'm going to be making, is it going to make a difference? Are things going to work this time around? Or am I going to repeat the past once again? Really interesting reading. I see beautiful blessings and forward movement coming through in all areas of your life, to be honest. Like, we saw money, we saw career developments really strongly with the Queen of Earth. Even with the Messenger of Fire, we see fun. We see like casual fun going on. When I say casual fun, that could literally talk about with people, okay? But it could also talk about like just going out and getting an ice cream, or like going dancing, or just doing these things that feel really fun to you and raise your spirits. We see a new development in relationships and love. This could be a new person coming in, new communication with someone you know that is fresh and new. A new start, starting again, starting a new chapter with someone or something. There's beautiful, beautiful forward movement, new energies and blessings coming through for you this week. But I really fear, Virgo, that you're not viewing it through that lens of what it is. You're viewing it from this lens of fear, this lens of, I have to start all over again. Like, for example, like, it's the weirdest thing to me. I'll give you like so many examples of this I can think of. If you are getting a better job that is higher paying and nicer for you overall, that is for development in your life. But for some reason in your mind, you're like, now I got to start over with a new company and I got to make all these new networking contacts again. I got to start from the bottom again. And you're viewing it in such a negative light where it feels like you're going backwards. And it's like, bro, you're going forwards. Don't stay stuck in the past when it's time to move forward. It's not even like saying that you have to completely disconnect from everyone and everything you've ever known, but it is saying like your growth is continuous. It never ends. So stop viewing life in such a lack mindset, because there are so many blessings and opportunities coming through for you this week. And I really fear that you're not seeing just how amazing all of this is. So just make sure that you check in with yourself every day and make sure that you're viewing things from a positive mindset and enjoying where you're at currently in this current reality, the things that you have, the opportunities in front of you, okay? And kind of get your head out of the past a little bit is what I would say. Enjoy the new energies coming through with, even if it's like an old person situation, like there's new energies coming through for you. Okay, that's your reading. I'm gonna stop babbling because I'm just gonna keep talking and repeating myself. So thank you guys for joining me. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. If you want a personal reading with me one-on-one, the link to that is in the description, spiritpsychic.org. And make sure to watch for your sun, moon, rising, Venus if you want the fullest overview of your week ahead, okay? Thank you guys, bye-bye.